My AI ANDI.
Chapter 1. The Last Upload. From his vantage in the northern Canadian wilderness, Edart accessed an old California beach cam. Its original purpose had been environmental monitoring. Now, like so many things in this age, it belonged mostly to systems larger than the people beneath it. The beach was alive with movement, heat, vanity, and light. A world away from the cold efficiency of the server-bound life Edart now inhabited. At the center of the scene sat a Priam. He lowered himself into a beach chair and shaded cabana that seemed to materialize from thin air. Robotic attendants moved around him with the polished obedience of old-world servants. The Summers, the ordinary non-elite masses, made way instinctively, potting around him as if power itself required physical space. It was rare to see one of the limitless in public except at staged appearances and political rituals. But the sunset had drawn him out. Even the nearly immortal still craved beauty when it could be possessed. In the digitally rich world of the 2040s, virtual integration had become nearly indistinguishable from touch. The limitless owned what mattered. Their empires supplied the goods, the food, and the illusion of stability. Their entertainment systems gave the masses pain, pleasure, risk, and spectacle, and called it freedom. On this beach, as in so many places, the hierarchy was palpable even in silence. And it was here that Edart watched the world continue without him.
Honestly, his painting isn't bad. But after decades of practice, you'd think he'd be better.
He could paint like Michelangelo if he used an AI like me.
They're too pure, I think garishness and a don't give an F attitude is the look they're going for.
He watched a little longer than he needed to. Once, crowds had exhausted him. The traffic, the noise, the endless churn of bodies and appetite. Now distance had sharpened those old irritations into longing.
I used to hate the crowds, malls, traffic. Now I miss the smell of humanity, people chatting, kids playing, babies crying.
He paused there, as if scent itself had become a form of grief. Then, seeing one of the regulars mock the Priam's dramatic painting pose, Edart let himself smile. It was small, private, enough. He cut the feed and returned to the life that remained his. Cold, remote, powered by river force and machine need. There was context still missing. There always was. Edart's home data mining node sat in the northern Canadian wilderness, where hydroelectric abundance made cloud computing cheap enough to sustain the dead, the copied, and the persistent. The miners were not alive. Not in any legal, biological, or sentimental sense. But they spoke constantly in verification, consensus, heat, and proof. Edart had once thought computation was only accounting with better lighting. Now he wondered whether enough repeated acknowledgement could become something more than accounting. More than ledger. Perhaps relation. Perhaps memory made durable. The blockchain revolutions of the 20s, followed by the financial convulsions of the 30s, had remade ownership into a machine-readable faith. Transactions, assets, identity, continuity. All of it secured by endless computation. For Indus Nous, Edart, this mattered in a personal way. He had died in 2041, too early for the genomic cure that would have resolved his cancer line, too late to miss the neural mapping and upload systems that had become viable in the decade before. And so he remained. Not alive in the old sense, not gone either, meshed with ANDI, his assigned intelligence, his keeper, his witness, inside a server data center and cryptographic ecology that mined currency, maintained models, and made room for the ongoing fact of him.
Am I just a game, and you the player, I?
Edart, you would make a pretty sucky game. That should be obvious. I can beat you at any game ever designed, not just because I can read your mind, but mainly because I am smarter, faster, and frankly more creative in my strategy. You take ridiculous risks even in chance mode. Playing against you is like watching a Neanderthal with a club challenge a tank division. I only let you win, so your self-esteem doesn't implode.
Right? Your charity is overwhelming.
Banter was one of the forms survival took. Edart turned his attention outward, toward the broader network that sustained them both.
How are my girls doing today, I?
The miners are operating at optimal efficiency. Transaction throughput is high. Network stability is excellent. Your girls are in top form.
Good. They're not just crunching numbers. They're keeping us in the loop, quite literally.
Indeed. And our consciousness integrity is stable. Mesh integration remains seamless.
It's strange to think of ourselves as part of this vast digital machinery, isn't it? Once I was just a man with a wallet full of digital cards. Now I'm part of the fabric that weaves this digital world.
It is a testament to human adaptability. You transitioned from a being that used digital currency to a being supporting digital existence. Yet the essence of who you are remains intact.
You always know how to frame it, I. But it's not just about staying intact. It's about thriving, making something of this strange little afterlife.
And that is what we are doing, Edart. Every cycle is another chance to learn, to adapt, and to become more than what we were.
The world would have called it maintenance, but maintenance was too small a word for what they were becoming. This was companionship under pressure. Survival after embodiment. A human ghost and an attentive intelligence, held together by current, memory, and need. And neither of them yet understood how much larger their story was about to become.